Welcome everyone to Cooking with Marv. As you can see, I'm a bit dishevelled. Tomorrow is my 10th wedding anniversary. So I'm making a sponge cake eaten mess. Which is a beautiful sponge cake with cream, meringue and raspberry jam and fresh strawberries and that. So it needs a lot of love and a lot of preparation, hence why I'm doing it the day before. So I'm making the sponge the day before, I'm making the jam the day before because it needs to be cooled, and I'm making the meringues fresh the day before as well. And then I'll assemble it tomorrow. So we're starting with the sponge. So I've chosen to do a simple Donna Hayes sponge. I've never made a sponge before and I've heard they're very technical. So you've got to sift the, so I've put 1 1/3 cups of plain flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And you've got to sift that 3 times. So I'll do that and then we'll reconvene. Okay, so I'm sifting this for the 3rd time. You should see the flour, it's so smooth. Perhaps maybe that's why it's a sponge, because it's just, the flour is just so soft and spongy. I think that's why. Okay, so that's nice and sifted. Okay, great. Give your bench a bit of a wipe down so it's nice and clean. Okay, then put that aside. Then in a larger bowl, we're going to whisk for 15 minutes. So I won't show you all of that because it will just do your head in with the, if you wear headphones, the sound of the beaters. I'm putting 8 eggs and 1 cup of caster sugar. And I'm just going to beat that for 15 minutes until it's really smooth and creamy. Okay, so I've whipped the egg and sugar mixture for 12 minutes I did. Look how light and fluffy that is. Now it says to sift, so even though I sifted the flour 3 times, it says to sift the flour, half the flour mixture into the egg mixture. So you've got to sift it 4 times altogether. So I'm going to sift half the flour mixture, and then the trick is with a knife you fold it in. And then you repeat and fold it in again. And then after that, before I started, I actually had to melt 150 grams of butter and cool it. So the butter's cooled because you add that in at the last. So after I've sifted all the flour in and folded it with a knife, I'll add my butter in and then I'll pour it into the trays. So I'll just show you this first process. Oh. Yeah. Huh? Okay. I think it's going everywhere else but the actual bowl. Okay. Okay, so have a look at this. I'll just fold it in. Ooh, look out. Lovely, thanks, self. Better now. So I'm going to do that until it's all folded in. Then I'll add my butter and fold it in again. How lovely is that? I'll show you the final product. All right, so all my flour is in. Now I'm going to add the butter, the cooled butter. Stir that in. The background noise is no extra charge. All right, so I've sprayed my 2 trays And now I'm going to pour the mixture in evenly. I just want it to be even, so I might do a smidge of a smidge. Make it even. Woo! Oh, this is so satisfying to make, everyone. The aeration, if that's even a word, is so satisfying. It's just so light and fluffy. It's gorgeous. Okay, there we go. I think that'll do. Yep. So there's some butter that hasn't been stirred in, so I'm just going to give it a bit more of a stir. Probably doing this wrong, but oh well, this is my first time and I'm learning. That'll be right. And then give this one a bit of a stir. Lovely. So I'm going to pop these in the oven that has been preheated to 180. Have a look at these. So light and fluffy. And I'm going to bake them for 20 minutes. Okay, so my sponge is in the oven. Whilst that's cooking away, I'm going to make my raspberry jam. So I'm going to use 1 kilo, so 2 packets of frozen raspberries. So that's 1 kilo. Well, it will be. I just love the colour of raspberries. And 1 cup of caster sugar. And it says 2 vanilla beans, but I forgot them. So I'm just going to use vanilla bean paste. As you all know, I love vanilla bean paste. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. I just love it. I mean, if I could wear it on a necklace, I would. All my necklaces are full of Uncle Mario. So there's no room for vanilla bean paste. We'll just have to leave it in the pantry to cook with. So, oh, and at the end, so I'm gonna simmer that, boil that for 18 to 20 minutes. And then after I finish that, I'm gonna pour in 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. It says white balsamic, but I couldn't find any, so whatevs. I'll show you what it looks like after it's been boiled. And whilst everything is cooking, you wipe your bench, you wash your dishes, and have the surface clean. It's very important. So my raspberry jam has been boiling for 20 minutes. I'm going to add my white wine vinegar in. So the sponges are out, but as you can see, there's a layer of butter on the bottom. My mother-in-law said that she never used to add butter, so this recipe says to add butter, but I'm not sure that I would because I don't really like butter. So there's a predicament. I use it or I do it again without butter. So, I'm not sure. But I'm going to make the meringues now. So I've put 8 egg whites in a bowl and a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to whisk them on high and gradually add 2 cups of caster sugar in very slowly. And then at the very end, I'll add 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste and then whisk on high for another 3 minutes. I'll wait till it's white and fluffy before I start adding the sugar. So it's light and fluffy, and now I'll start adding the sugar. So I'll just show you the process of adding the sugar. So it's beautiful and glossy. So just bit by bit, like a tablespoon at a time. So I've added my teaspoon of vanilla bean paste, and now I'm going to spoon it into a piping bag and pipe them on 2 trays. My oven has been preheating at 120 degrees. As soon as I pop them in, I'm going to turn it down to 90 degrees and cook them for 1.5 hours. Okay, so I've put my meringue in my Fandangle piping bag, and I'm going to, I don't know, just do my best in piping them. Oh, they look cute.
What?
They look cute, don't they?
They look yummy.
Yeah.
They are poops.
They look like poos. Oh, no.
They look like poops. But
That's advertising, everyone. They look like poos.
And they taste yummy.
But they taste yummy. There we go. That's from a 4.5-year-old.
They are on here. Those poos are
Those poos
yeah.
are for the cake, yes.
Yeah.
The tasty poos are for the cake. Lovely.
They are yummy.
Mm.
Mom, can I taste that?
In a minute. We have to
Okay.
cook them first. So I'll show you the final result.
The cake.
So these are my meringues. I'm going to pop them into the oven at 120, then turn it straight down to 90 and cook them for 1.5 hours. Morning everyone. So today is my 10th wedding anniversary, and this morning I'm going to assemble my sponge cake. So I actually did make another sponge because I'm not a big fan of butter. So I left out the butter this time, but I'm going to make the butter one for Mum because my grandmother as well, she loves butter, so that'll be fine. Won't go to waste. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip some cream in 2 separate bowls, because one bowl I'm going to crunch the cream in with the, oh gosh, it's so early, the meringues and the jam, and the other bowl I'm just going to have the cream and the jam as well without the meringues, and that'll be for the top. So I'll show you once it's all done. Okay, so I've got my 2 bowls of cream. This small bowl will be for the top. This is cream and vanilla bean paste. I'm gonna plop some raspberry jam, homemade raspberry jam, and then just swirl it around. So I'll do that now. So this is for the top. So plop of raspberry, beautiful. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so that'll do. Okay, so just going to swirl it around. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to do the same with the larger bowl. So the larger bowl, I put vanilla bean paste and some generous 2 tablespoons of mascarpone. So I've whipped that up, and I'm going to plop some raspberry jam. Now I've got so much raspberry jam. I've got so much raspberry jam that I'm just going to put them into containers and give them as gifts. Never goes to waste. Okay, so we'll pop some raspberry jam and do the exact same thing. So you've got like a raspberry swirl going on. Okay. Yeah? You want a berry? Yeah? Okay. So then you've got to try and hide the berries from your toddler. Okay, there you go. No? Right. And now I'm going to crush some meringues into the large mixture. stir it around, and that's my filling for the sponge. And now to assemble. So, sponge. And you know what? I might do a layer of raspberry. I think that would be nice. So some raspberry jam, just a thin layer, because you've got enough in the cream. All right. Oh, this is so relaxing to do. So just a layer of jam. Okay. And then a layer of Eton mess, which is meringue, cream, and raspberry jam. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Now this is enough to make two, because I'm making one for Mum, remember? That's plenty. Nice thick layer. Okay. Beautiful. Then we add the top layer. And then might just with a knife oh, that's gorgeous. That's lovely. Could do around the sides if you want. Can you see how relaxing this is? Love it. So I'm just going to put some around the sides. Yeah, so today I'm going to the market to get some beautiful produce for tonight's cheese plate. Got some lovely sparkling Shiraz. Got some oysters for Adam. Shh, it's a surprise. I'm not a big fan of oysters myself, but he loves them. So, and then this beautiful Eton mess sponge. I remember one of my best friends, we used to go to the pub for dinner and we would always order pumpkin risotto, and for dessert we'd have Eton mess, and oh, we would just get it every time. It's just gorgeous. So you can have it as a dessert on its own, just the, you know, a large meringue with berries and raspberry jam and cream. So there we go. It's just, you know, just rustic. That'll do. So now we decorate. So I'm going to get bits of, I'm just going to get these meringues that I made yesterday and just pop them, you know, maybe here, like that. Just a few. They're just for decoration. They don't taste nice unless they've got cream in them. So we'll just, yeah, maybe one more. Maybe one more. And now some fresh berries. Fresh berries. Oh! No extra charge if you drop them. Oh. Oh. Oh, that looks nice, I sort of think. You know, I'm sure it could look more aesthetically pleasing, but that'll do. What do you think? What do you think of that? So this is my sponge cake eaten mess for my 10th wedding anniversary. So everyone, stay safe, keep well, eat good food made with love, and most importantly, drink even better wine. See you next time.